Alright, I'm doing the American Dream, if you haven't figured out already. And the American Dream is a huge part in The Great Gatsby. So let's first start by telling you, if you haven't figured out already, just exactly what the American Dream is. The American Dream in the 1920s was that anything is possible to a man who's willing to work hard enough to achieve that result. Now this dream may have began way back in 1776 with the Declaration of Independence, which states that all men are created equal and that they are endowed with certain unalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But in the 1920s, this dream takes a drastic change when people are like, screw equality, I want to get rich for me. This book tries to show that the American dream is unachievable. The idea that if you work hard enough, you can have everything you want. The truth is, whenever you get that something that you wanted, there's still something more, and you still aren't happy. You think you need the next thing, and so you go on and on and on, thinking that if you get that next thing, that you will finally be happy. Important characters for this scene are Myrtle and Wilson. Myrtle, for example, thinks that she'll be happy if she leaves Wilson and marries Tom. And she'll be like Daisy, even though Daisy's not happy at all, and is having an affair with Gatsby. Myrtle is a good example of this too, because him and Tom are working together, or he is trying to buy that car from Tom, and he thinks that if he can just buy this car, he'll be able to move somewhere else, and he'll be able to move somewhere. If he can just buy this car from Tom, he'll be able to move somewhere else, and he'll be able to start a new life, a happy life for him and his wife. Daisy and Tom are also important. They represent what all the middle and lower class wants to be like. But when we look at them, even though they have all this money and this high social class, they're still both deeply unhappy, and both of them are actually cheating on each other. So that just goes to show that the American dream of wealth, what everyone's looking for, they're trying to be like, apparently Tom is the guy to be, but he's just a ridiculously ugly butthead, alright, that nobody actually likes, but he's the American dream. So it's just pointing out the irony of the American dream and how unrealistic it is to have, and that nobody ever really has it. Money cannot buy you love or happiness. And that's one of the big ideas of the American dream, is that if you have money, you have everything. And where this book tried to point out that, maybe even though we're rich, our life still sucks, alright? And that's why in the end, I think Nick moves back to the Midwest, because he realizes that he had it much better off there, even though he was not making as much money. Gatsby's love for Daisy could be because of his incapability to achieve the dream of high social class. Because he was new money, and he thought if he only had Daisy, he would be able to achieve his dream of being living on the East Egg of New York and being of the high social class and getting to walk around like, oh hey, I'm part of the high social class, you stupid new money guy. But no, if he had Daisy, he could have that. So we're left to question, is it really Daisy that he's after, or is it her money? The last quote on the last page, Fitzgerald makes one of his most famous quotes, and personally I think it is one of the best parts of this whole Great Gatsby book. The quote goes something like this: "Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, until one fine morning so we push on, boats against the current, borne back carelessly into the past." This quote sums up what Fitzgerald's been trying to get at through the whole book of the corruption of the American dream. When it says we'll stretch out our arms farther and stretch out our arms, run faster and stretch out our arms farther, it's meaning we will work harder to achieve our goal tomorrow. We will push through whatever struggles have come our way. And then, until we get to one day when we've achieved our goal, like Gatsby he had won Daisy's love, yet he still wasn't happy, so he tried to get Daisy just to say that he never loved Tom. But what he didn't realize is he was just searching for that moment in the past, the moment of happiness that he once has, that he once fantasized. And this is when Fitzgerald points out that no matter what, if we keep striving for that goal, if we keep going, we're never going to be happy, because you can't recreate, like Nick says, you can't recreate the past.